What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast, Khemistry, that is. Hey, this is part 2 of our sex and relationship. Y'all remember that, right? Okay, so we gonna dive right into this thing. Y'all remember, hey, this is Kilo, that's Lady D, and guess what? We got the tux back from the Couples Lounge. Hey, let's get it in, y'all.
First of all, welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
We got so spicy last time. Everybody loved that first podcast. We are glad to have you guys back. Glad. So if you guys want to start off just putting it out to the audience that maybe somebody missed the first podcast, a little bit about what you guys do on the Couples Lounge, and then we'll get right into the importance of sex and intimacy in relationships.
Okay.
All right, so the Couples Lounge is really a marriage movement, marriage ministry, however you want to say it. But what we do is just inspire couples to believe in love and believe in marriage. And so all things that we do is in regards to that, inspiring you, encouraging you, and giving you hope that you can have that love that you desire. And from the Couples Lounge, we started our coaching ministry. We do couples events. And so all things love, marriage, and relationships is what we do.
Awesome. So we just gonna dive right in, y'all, because we already started this topic. We're amped, we're ready to go. So we're already in relationships and we already married. So we just diving in. And so today we just know that sex and intimacy is important to your relationship.
Absolutely.
Everybody agree?
Absolutely.
Everybody agree.
Yes.
So
Do you agree, Kilo? You're not saying that.
I agree.
this baby definitely agrees. I know my friend, any best friend of mine, listen. But I'm the innocent one. But I will say that I seen something recently, and they were talking about that. I'm not gonna cut up, maybe, but they were talking about the importance of sex. But they were talking about how you have to have sex with the woman's mind.
How you have to have sex with her all day.
All day.
Before you get started.
Somebody's supposed to be talking to my head.
Yeah,
Please.
They supposed to call. He's supposed to call you in the morning and say good morning, baby.
You gotta talk
if
to
he
her
worked
and her.
overnight, he's supposed to say, "Can I get you some breakfast?" If that's what he is. If his end goal is to blow your mind, he got to start blowing your mind before time. He can't just get in the bed and say, and then it blow your mind. It's not how it works.
Because that's what they think.
Is that what they think, Kat?
I think so.
It's some.
Yes. Don't tell me that they think that they supposed to just get in the bed and it's supposed to just happen.
Yeah. They don't.
Man.
Some men, probably most men, don't take that time out for the like you saying, speaking to your mind.
Your husband's chest just started poking out. I don't know what that
all
means.
day type deals just come out. Okay, we're gonna go get in the bed, and don't take that opportunity to move you and get you ready. Like
What you got to do is heat the oven.
Yeah.
Preheat the oven.
Okay.
Yes, I had to learn because I'm the type, you don't have to preheat my oven. I'm already ready.
Most people are like that. Yeah. Most
As a
men.
guy, I would think if I just mentioned something about it, or I used to send her a picture or a few pictures.
But don't make me think that.
But
in
that's
my
getting
mind
her
that you be
ready
sending your
too.
wife to
Whatever's
bed.
her language, though.
But that's not her language.
Oh man.
I was
She already told us last time she wasn't speaking that language. She was
I
speaking
was
Spanish
sending
and
her
she
a
was speaking
picture
French.
and
Oh,
thinking,
man.
okay, yes, it's on tonight, girl. He misses you. He ready to see you.
Yeah.
Why you send me that?
Nasty tell.
I would be thrown off in the background, like where he was at. I'm like, you taking pictures like that there? Like that didn't do it for me.
Right.
That did
I
not
had
do
to
it for
be
me.
very descriptive in what I wanted to do that night.
Now talk to me.
Okay.
Now
Now
she
talk
said,
to
okay.
me.
Okay, Couples Lounge. So how long you guys been married?
19 years.
19 years. Okay, so you know me and my husband, we a little bit over y'all because remember we married when we was in Pampers.
Okay.
And so that can't, certain things come with maturity as well. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Because I remember when I,
Tell me you didn't do that.
what?
Send
No, I
him no
remember
picture.
when we first got married.
It
Now,
wasn't from no
listen,
Apple
some things
phone,
gotta be
was it?
private.
Because it's still in there.
When we first got married, we were babies basically, and I expected this romance, this, that, and I won't say how he initiated sex with me, but it wasn't the way I had imagined it. And so I remember me and my sisters and my aunt was on the phone because I mean our family we're pretty open, and and my mom and we talk about sex, and I was like, wait, I won't say the exact words he said to to let me know he was ready, but it was just, it wasn't my language.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be caressed, and I want the atmosphere to be said, and this is what I envisioned already because I'm married. Remember the first show I told you I was married, I was ready, I was legal. The first thing I went and bought was lingerie, sex books. I want to know everything under the sun because guess what? I'm writing God's eyesight, baby. I'm about to turn it out.
Yeah.
And so when he was ready, the word, the phrase that he used, I told my auntie, I was like, that doesn't work for me. You know, and I just shared that with them. So, and we were young, and some things come with maturity and development. And again, we can reel it back into the first show that communication is important. Because if I get a picture, hey, I might like that picture. You know what I'm saying? My baby getting it ready. But you got that picture and you was like,
boy, what is
so
you doing?
disgusting.
You're nasty, and I'm telling your mama on you.
I'm telling your mom. I'm
And
so
that's what I think.
You
Like
totally
you saying, that
disgust me, bro.
communication
Yeah.
part
It's
is important. Like if that don't, instead of just allowing that to keep going and knowing that's not turning you on, and then
Right.
he thinking like, what's up? Like I've been doing things all day to prepare you, and you're not ready, but
And
you
like,
just sit with it. Just communicate and tell him what you like, what you vibe with, what you want.
yes.
Because a picture will work for me. You send me a picture.
Uh-huh.
It's on. I'm ready.
Yeah.
But you don't have to say much. Just send me a picture and I
It
know
don't
what's
take
on.
much for y'all though. I don't think.
Some
I
men-
think it's
some
relative.
men-
I think it's
some
relative.
men.
I really think it's relative. But I do want to say one thing for us women. Can we admit that a lot of times that our preferences on how we're addressed or whatever, it has a lot to do with our religious background as well.
Oh yes.
So you
Yes.
you telling me if I'm Christ holy sanctified, I ain't gonna be.
You know, let's be honest, because we have been taught in
I
church.
know exactly what you mean, though.
Wait
I
a
know what
minute,
you mean.
because even in a lot of people talk to me about marriage, right? And a lot of men that communicate and say, you know, they can't get their spouse to open up in the bedroom. And I tell them this, I guarantee you, when that woman is religious, that's the issue. Because I've been in church and we've been taught that even foreplay is a sin. So
wow.
that has been put across the altar. And a lot of times, you know, I'll be honest with you guys. With my children, I raise them like this. We talk openly about everything. I talk according to age gaps, okay? As they grow, I expose more. But one thing I wanted my children to know, so they wouldn't think that sex was such a, off-topic subject, I started talking about it early, and I said, I'm not going to lie to you, because I don't want sex to have a negative connotation to it, because when you're growing up in church, sex is like, it's a sin. Or you're going to have a baby. Or you're going to get a disease.
I can't lie. I'm the opposite right now with baby girl. Because I'm going to be honest. She's a girl. It's a
See?
sin.
That's
See?
Don't do it.
See?
Don't
You gonna
do
make
it.
her
It's
run?
wrong.
They got
Stay away
cooties.
from it.
They got cooties.
No.
That's my son.
That cooties will kill you.
I'm my
I got
boy
a
to
girl.
talk.
I
She
got
gonna
a
talk
girl.
to it. You
Now
better-
when she get, I let that.
No, I
Yeah,
talk to her.
definitely.
I
Okay.
talk to her.
There
Right
you
now,
go.
at 15 years old, I'm telling them to stay the hell away from guys, baby. All of them ain't no
Well,
good.
I tell you one thing,
Baby.
If whatever you tell a girl baby,
Yeah.
they check. Because I told my daughter is Chloe. I told her, I said Pink. Well, that's her nickname. I said Pink. All boys have cooties. They're nasty, and you know what else
I'm
they
doing
don't
that
do?
too.
They do not take showers. They're filthy.
Yeah.
She
That
said.
sound
So
like
she
something
came
I'd
home
say.
and she said, Mama, I met a boy today. He was really cool and I liked him real well. And guess what else? He takes showers. You know how I know? Because I asked him. You asked him.
That baby, our kids have mausoleum on
She
their
said, my mama said, y'all don't take showers. I'm gonna ask
and
you.
she said, and I asked him if he had cooties too, and he said he don't have them. I said, cooties a secret. You never know you got them till you give them to somebody else.
No, I told my kids that sex was good, but it was for mature people. So
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
had mature topics with them. And you know, my oldest son, he told me, he said, Mama, when I'm ready to have sex, I'm gonna tell you. He 22.
wow.
Wait a minute. He 22, right?
He told you he had have
You remember what the conversation I said? Wait a minute, because we were all, talking as their aunts and all the kids and stuff, and so they're grown. He's out the house and everything, and I'm like, no, my son's still a virgin, because he told me that when he's ready to have sex, he was gonna let me know. He
You thought that.
You ain't good. He never had that conversation. Now whether
First
he
of
had
all,
it
he
with
was
his
over
dad,
there with Sally, and Sally had 2 kids. He was having
hush,
sex.
he was a virgin. He was a
Sally was
virgin.
busting it wide open, and he was not telling his mother anything of it because Sally was magical.
You know what I told him until you come
She
and
had
tell me.
2 babies, and she was creating magic over there, and it was a secret. He couldn't tell his mama that.
But long as he didn't have no baby boy.
Oh, come on,
Okay.
somebody.
See there.
So
Okay.
again, sex is important.
Absolutely.
It is.
It,
It's very-
intimacy is
Sex
important.
will sustain you. I feel like that. I'm a firm believer in it. Sex will sustain you when everything else is, when you know you're supposed to be there and you gotta be there. You don't have to do nothing, but when you're supposed to be there and you're making a decision to be married, I feel like when the sex is good, it'll sustain you.
And
I agree.
I think it's
When the
and I
intimacy
think-
is good, it'll sustain you.
I was gonna say, I think I'm saying with married people, it brings you back together.
It brings you back. Yes, it does.
After argument,
After
or just
hard-
it just it
Why do y'all
connects
even
you.
feel like that? Because
It
I
br-
don't feel like that.
It
After
I'm
a
brings
sorry.
hard
you as-
conversation,
and you
after
don't
a
back
hard-
to one.
Yeah.
You don't.
No, I don't feel that way.
What do you feel?
I don't feel that way.
Okay, well, tell
So
me how you
what-
feel.
yeah, how do you feel?
I mean, like, why should you have sex just to bring to throw the relationship back together? I mean,
No, that's
It's
not what
the
they
icing
said.
on the cake.
That's
Not-
not what
not-
they said.
not
What we're
just
saying
because-
is,
'Cause sex can't keep a marriage.
What we're saying,
They're not
is
saying that.
When,
No.
when,
Not at all.
when he's getting on your nerves,
Yeah.
or when your day is going horrible, or your kid's been bad as hell all day, and everything going wrong, when your man, when he done foreplayed you all day, and y'all lay down and y'all have an intimate moment, that brings y'all back. Excuse me, I burped? Oh my God, am I a pig or not? That brings you back.
most
around.
definitely if you just did that.
Total pig. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I'm so sorry. See, cut it. but
Okay.
sex is what'll sustain you. Sex is what'll make you look at him like. In my own, I can only speak from my experience. When my husband was looking ugly as hell to me because he had done something stupid, and when he was looking like he had a hump on his back, one big eye in the middle, he was the love glasses was gone, the love fog was out, I had a hearts in my eyes and nothing like that. That's what sustained us. That's me looking at him going, he really get on my nerves, but I don't want to be intimate with anybody else but him, so let me just go and drop it on him right quick. I drop it on him. It's kind of good. I'm like, okay, kind of taken back by it. And I'm like, okay, we live to see another day.
Because sex is a form of
We live-
connection.
Yeah.
It is.
And when you
it's
stop that,
connected.
if you have a fight that's so big, or you let your marriage get to a point where the sex stop,
You
It's
don't.
done.
You don't have nothing to
You don't
bring
have
you back.
anything to fight for.
I saw something that Beyonce said, and I was like, oh, bet. She was just like, whenever she feels anxiety or stress, like something coming up or showing anything in her mind, it's like, I need to make love to my husband right now.
that's good because orgasms
I
help with anxiety.
I can feel that because it's when we did our very
Message.
orgasms.
For all the ladies.
when
Orgasms.
we had our first podcast show, when we was on our first show, I was so nervous.
So
and I
y'all
don't even
went in
know
the
why.
bathroom and got busy,
No,
and
we
then
did
went
not.
back on the
No.
went back to the show,
No.
and
But
he
we-
didn't even have no
no,
towel.
no,
I'm just
but-
gonna eat you up for that because
No.
that seemed like that's what.
No,
Oh,
I
God.
promise we didn't. But what it was like I just needed to be in his arms, and I think we didn't come
I'm in a place
together.
right there, like
I
that
was
right
there
now,
before
yeah.
him, and I was just like, just hold me, just give me a hug. I was like, I don't even know. I'm a talker, so I don't even know why I'm nervous to
Right.
go on here.
Grief,
and it
death.
was just him
Yep.
holding me. So
Yeah.
when I read that about, it, and I think
Intimacy.
it was like last week, I was like, oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah.
So
totally.
Very important.
Yeah,
Very-
sometimes when you're dealing with different things in life, you know, it makes you feel like you don't want to be around nobody else, or you don't want to deal with nothing else. You just need to lay in your husband's arms or
Absolutely.
lay in your wife's arms to make you feel comforted, make you feel secure, make you feel like you belong.
Yeah.
you know, and that's a good thing. At peace, that's a good thing.
It's good to keep that as your place of peace. So that intimacy and that connection is very important, and sex is very important. Sex is very important. And I'm a communication person, so I talk to a lot of people, a different array of people, and a lot of women I hate to say it, they say they're not sexual beings, and
I don't get that.
I don't get that either. I don't think that's factual. I don't know if maybe that it needs to be a little communication going on in the bedroom.
I don't care if we talk.
No.
We'll
I'm not saying talking about it, but I'm saying when there's
like,
hold
I'm
on.
stressed out. Let's do this.
No, because we need to
Hey.
help somebody, because there's more than just speak with your mouth. So what I'm saying is, because I have a person, and I'm not going to say how this person is related to me, that said, and this person was married for years, and I'm talking about 30. And this person told me they never had an orgasm. And I said, whoa.
How do they know they ain't had one if they don't even know what
You was
it
laying in
is?
the bed and you
Well,
didn't feel it.
Well,
What you
I
mean?
can only tell you what I can tell you.
You
Seems like you would know.
A grown woman would
I
know
feel
if
like
she had
you
an
would.
orgasm or not.
Seems
But
like
I think you
would.
gotta know what it is to know
Right,
if you've
to know
had
if you
one.
had
And
it
so
or
if you
not.
haven't been in
If
that,
you
Well, maybe
been
sex never
screwing
felt good to her.
and you ain't never had
maybe
an
that's
orgasm,
what
you
she
need
was
to
saying.
stop it.
but how would you know
Because
if
you're
you
wasting
ain't?
your time. You ain't getting the fulfillment of it.
What?
It's not good to
Exactly.
you. You're not getting the
You know when
fulfillment
you
of it.
had
So why wouldn't
orgasm.
you know what? Would you just want somebody that's jumping up and down on you with no benefit to you?
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean about communication. I think that sex is a stigma that a lot of people stay away from. And it's just, to me, that's not, and y'all know I'm big on not being gender specific. I think that men are not, men don't, and this is just my opinion, that sometimes men don't want to communicate to their spouse openly or what they want in the bedroom because of certain stigmas that are tied to it. And I feel like
You think men don't want to?
Yes, I wholeheartedly believe that, especially when it comes to anal sex and certain things. I wholeheartedly believe that a lot of men want to partake in certain things and they do not want to be open with their spouse about these things because of certain stigmas or because of maybe a perception. And this is just me being real. And I also think that women as well, I think there's a lot of miscommunication within the bedroom. And because intimacy is beautiful. And if you can get on one accord, I don't care what nobody say. When you're going through grief, when you're going through hard times, if you can keep that connection, like they said, that can sustain you. Right. That is a form of, we know because the Bible even speaks about that. That is a powerful connection.
Let me ask you ladies a question. What's the difference between sex and intimacy?
Sex
So,
is intercourse.
Intimacy?
Intimacy is what we talked about.
Is that
Loving on
conversation?
you all day.
Is that conversation or is that actual physical touch?
It's intimacy.
No,
is
because
all of
I can be
Intimacy
having
is
sex
your
and feeling
conversation.
intimate.
But intimacy is your conversation. Intimacy is how you touch that person. Intimacy is how you move with them, what you do for them. In my mind, that's what intimacy is.
Knowing
Sex
that
is just
something
y'all
changed.
laying down, y'all having intercourse, y'all making a baby or whatever, practicing making a baby or whatever.
Right.
That's
And
what
I
it is.
say that because I believe most women, not all of course, need intimacy.
Yes, they
Definitely.
As a man, I don't need that. I need sex.
I
You
don't
can
think.
keep the intimacy. What you know what I mean? I don't need it.
I think that's reality.
I don't need it.
So you don't need nobody to talk to you. You don't need nobody to.
The sex part, the
So
foreplay,
does
the
That's why
foreplay-
every
yeah,
single
that's what I'm
relationship with
saying.
men
is what
turn into
I
sex.
need. It's
Okay,
what I feel
foreplay
most
not
men
part of
need.
the intimacy.
Now I don't know.
I mean,
That
no,
is-
I don't know either. I'm not
For
asking a
foreplay
question.
is, I consider that a sexual act, so I'm gonna tie that in. The sex.
Ramon,
So,
you know what's intimate to me is that I communicated something to you, and the next time we made love, you showed me that you heard me. That's a form of intimacy.
Okay, and
So
I can deal
think
with
it's
that.
all in all.
I just think most men. I don't think we
men-
need it.
I don't either.
I don't.
I would have to disagree.
I would say
I would have to disagree.
Need it for
You think most
sex.
men need
I'm not saying most, but
Bingo.
I
That's
think
what I
Okay,
don't
there
think
we go.
they.
I'm not
I don't think
speaking
they need it.
absolute
Yeah, not
wow.
absolute.
No,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
I don't think
by
they
no
need
means.
it for
Okay.
sex. I think they like intimacy, but to get up and give it to you,
Oh,
I don't
no.
think they need intimacy.
But there are
No,
some
no.
women that don't need to get up and give it.
Facts.
I just think that goes. The intimacy is that part of talking to her mind. That's That's
Right.
a form of intimacy.
And as far as the men who don't want to share what they need or this and that, won't communicate with their woman, I don't get that because I know men who, and I'm trying to be careful,
Come on.
will do things or have done things with side
Come on.
pieces or other women,
Come on.
but won't do it with their wives.
Okay,
Can't
we talked
communicate.
about that. We talked about
I
that.
don't get that.
I don't get it either.
Now, unless you bring in maybe outside people in the bedroom, okay, maybe that.
Why though?
Minus that, I don't understand why. If you do that to her, why you won't?
Right, and that's what.
That
Okay,
doesn't
and
make
then-
sense.
okay. Let's go back to part one. Remember when I said my husband said, and we had this talk because my husband watched the show. We had this talk about, and when I was like, babe, am I right? You told me it's some things you got boundaries with your wife, and it's some things you would never touch with me that you would do outside.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I'm different.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not. He's not.
And to me,
he
a
said
marriage is
it's
the
a way
ultimate
that you
connection.
treat your wife. Like you don't want to make your wife feel like you slutting her out,
I
or you
disagree.
just.
No,
Or
your
you just-
husband require a slut, you be that.
Well, no. Well,
I
I'm
get
just
what you-
saying.
I get
it's-
you.
Well,
I
let's
get it, and I know men like that.
I know
let's
what you-
define
I know
the
men
term
like that.
slut.
I mean, I don't know if my husband's just real
slut is a slut is a
preserved or
slut.
I don't.
But
You
But I
know
know
what I'm
cats
saying?
like that. I do.
Yeah, you know.
Because what his appetite is a bedroom doesn't make you a slut.
No,
You're still
I'm
his
saying,
wife.
like what he would do. Okay,
He holds you at a different standard.
Right. So let me
heard
back up.
Back
Okay,
it up.
so your husband, just visualize what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't know what I can use to. I don't even know if I need to even try to demonstrate with this thing.
You don't have
I
to.
know
Your
what you
words will do just fine.
Yeah, we're intelligent enough.
Okay, so if say your husband turn like this and go to shaking.
Shaking what?
Okay.
His penis?
Yes.
Shaking the world.
It's coming out.
Oh, okay.
It's coming out.
Okay.
He's shooting.
And he's shooting right at your face. Bloop, 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 bloop. I don't think.
I'm gonna catch it and we gonna be done with it.
Girl, they finna shut this podcast
Shut
down.
it down. Shut it down because guess
She
what?
done hold
Women need
Hold
need
on,
to
let
hear
her
that.
finish.
She asked a question. Ain't nothing
Well,
to
I'm
that
just saying that may be one thing that maybe he's not gonna
if
do
I'm
with
in
his
the
wife.
mood-
You're not gonna do with his wife because
He may feel like that's degrading.
If I'm in the mood
it
to be
really,
flirted
I
out-
like doing it, but that's degrading
And
to
I
me.
believe
And I'm
that's
not going to do
where
that to my
problems
wife.
come in the bedroom
That's
and
in
people start
y'all's-
stepping out.
But that's in y'all's
That's
bedroom.
exactly.
If I'm in the mood
Exactly.
to be slutted out, put it where you want to put it, daddy. I'm into what you into. I'm where you at. I'm in my mind is, no, not every time. Don't play with me like that. But I'm going to give you every clue and every hint that, let me out, daddy. I'm feeling
Okay.
bad.
Tonight is
So
tonight.
let me jump on because
Okay.
I'm going to do everything to you that I don't normally do, which will give you the signal that
Okay,
I'm
so
ready
we
for whatever
gonna-
you
They say
whatever
you
you
need- we
giving.
can
I'm
have
You need a
giving.
safe word.
Okay,
Keisha.
we finna go.
You
We
need-
finna go another place. You
He wasn't
laying on
gonna
the
say
couch.
find out.
Listen,
Okay.
listen, ladies, listen. So you're laying on the couch. You're laying on the couch and you resting or whatever, and he in the mood or whatever, and he just walks over on the couch and just put yourself. You
That's
know,
a respect thing.
Hold on,
He
hold on.
knows when
Hold
you
on,
know. If
what
I'm
you
watching
saying?
TV, is my show
you on the couch.
Okay.
She's
She watching
laying-
TV.
She watching TV.
Okay.
You
And he
walking
just
around
come and just
your-
broke off.
Look, he doesn't
Again,
read
it's
between the
about
lines.
your
He
love
was-
language. If
It's
you like that
about
kind of
what you into.
stuff. Some people don't see nothing wrong with that.
Did
If you
you
want to
hear
come
what I
interrupt
said,
my
though?
TV
You
show,
and
baby,
TV,
come
you watching
interrupt
TV,
me.
and he comes with his penis out and just kind of drop it on your forehead.
Oh, okay. That.
Please
Yeah,
do.
what you-
Well,
what
it
you-
depends on first of all, it depends on
No,
what show.
he just
think what Monica
he
is
just
just-
comes and he just comes or you know you got men that
Now, when you do my
this.
head like that make me feel like this.
But that's you.
You goddamn hands off me.
Again, it's according to
See,
each his
I
own.
almost said the N-word when she grabbed my head like that. I was like,
Yeah, I
See,
don't see
wait,
that.
okay, so now you understand what I'm saying. So when a man comes, it's certain things that he's not gonna do because. Girl, he be or either you right there in the
Communication,
action,
Monica.
you right there in the action, and he doing some whole.
Right.
You know
What?
what I'm saying?
He trying to make you do something right now.
Yeah,
He pushing your head?
Yes, ma'am.
okay. If we in the action and you push my head, you don't know if I like my head pushed or not.
I think it goes
You
back to
just
what you
said
said. It's
communication.
communicating.
Communication.
If that's something that he
Communication.
desires,
Kilo,
he
you-
speak to you
Kilo, you
about
just
it, and
said-
then you choose.
You just
If I
said
ask you,
no.
but you see
Nobody-
the setting was different.
Listen, you
I'm
guys are trying
laying
to
on
make
the
it too
couch minding
specific
my
to what
own
a
business.
particular person likes. Everybody likes something different. Some people like golden showers, okay? Don't ever in your life pee on me, okay?
You pee on me, I'll call the police on you.
Okay, but
I'm
that's
being
you.
assaulted.
That's you. But again, it goes back to what we said. It's about communication.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me a slut because I like it this way. I'm your
Right.
wife, and I still
Exactly.
feel respected
Absolutely.
as your wife. So
Absolutely.
there's a communication that should be had in the bedroom. You have to mature. I watched the Tyler Perry thing, and one thing he said at the end of the show, he said you have to make sure to say I do to multiple people. And what he said is because you evolve over time. And say, to me, initially at the gate, I already knew. Don't come to me with no form or let's have sex. No, baby, I want you to come with it out. You know, I want you to come up behind me. You know, and I won't
right.
keep it too specific to me. I want to keep it
So,
general.
I know what you mean.
But you know, it's all about your preference, and you need to have a person that you communicate that with. And when I said I do, when you say I do, that means you should be able to communicate these things, okay?
Right,
And
right.
I shouldn't be able to. Listen, I should be able to be
think
the
you should be able to
ultimate.
play out
You should
your
know better
fantasies.
than if I'm watching Real Housewives of Atlanta and you pull your penis out and you drop it on my forehead, you know that's not the time. So you know my reaction to you because we've communicated, because we have a relationship.
You can interrupt Real House of Atlanta for me.
No, don't you get over there on your chair and you watch it with me,
But see,
and you give me the remote. don't you drop your penis on my head during this. You wait, and when Real Housewives of LA come on Orange County, then you drop your penis on my head and I'll accept it
But see,
gladly.
each person
each his own.
Everybody's not on the same sexual
Exactly.
level.
Right.
Exactly.
Some people are just more sexual than others, to where if I pull it out, she's ready. To where you might want to watch the show.
It's the aggression that turns you on. Like, baby, okay, well, you better tell me something,
And for that
daddy.
woman who's not
Yeah.
sexual, I think a lot of times it's just she's never, that door hasn't been opened.
I think so, too.
Exactly.
I think
You get
so,
the
too.
right guy to open that door, it would change her life.
The right guy doing the right thing gonna make you open it automatically.
Absolutely.
The right guy saying the right thing, make you feel the right way, he gonna open that automatically. No, you're not gonna, as Candace said, no, you're not gonna be like disrespected in any type of way.
Right.
But your boundaries will be a
Some
little bit
people, like I
broader.
said, some people are just more sexual than others.
And I
people are
definitely
just
agree
more
with that.
sexual
And
than
I
others.
think that some people just haven't self-discovered. But I will say this. I wouldn't say as a girlfriend and boyfriend, maybe you don't want to be everything in that bedroom. But as
Right,
husband
right.
and wife, to
You
me,
should
that is
be.
the ultimate union. So if you say I do to me, you should feel more comfortable with me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to go and make another connection to be
Right,
all that I want to
Yes.
be. Because I want to be all that with you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
You should play out your sexual fantasies with your
your
With your
wife.
spouse.
Yeah,
It
or
should
your
be that
husband.
way. It
Whatever I
should
want
be
to
that
try,
way.
let's try it.
Let's
If it
try
ain't,
it. And if it's not my thing, I'll let you know.
Just
Hey,
knock that,
babe,
baby,
that's
knock
not my
this
thing.
down.
Okay.
I'm not doing no back end with you. I can't do it. It's not my thing. I don't do
Right,
it.
right.
I don't. If you choose to find somebody else that does that with you,
So
that's
you,
on you.
And
Don't
I would
tell
say
him.
I'm
even
not doing that.
don't tell him to go do that.
That go
Keto.
back to show
I'm telling
one.
you, you can have your way
What-
because
what-
I'm not doing it. Now it's gonna cost you.
Now, but I would
but-
say this, going off of what you saying, is even for the husband, don't even just assume that your wife won't allow. You know, you out here
Won't allow
talking
you-
to your
Yeah,
boys. Oh,
talk
my
to
wife
her.
ain't gonna do that. But you ain't never presented
You ain't
it
never
to
presented
her.
it.
You ain't never asked her.
Right.
So communicate. If that's something you into or want to try, baby, can we try this? And give her the opportunity to say no versus I didn't think you would do it, so I went
Yeah.
out there with somebody else. You
Exactly,
can't
because
put that on
because you
me.
never
And
even
men, you know
attempted.
what?
You
I
never
will say this
attempted.
about men. Men definitely assume what we'll accept before y'all
I
had the
believe
conversation
that
with
too.
us. Y'all just automatically assume she wasn't gonna do that, so I went over here and got Melly
We
because
know our wives.
Melly gonna bust it
But you
wide
can't-
open.
you
She
can't
gonna do,
say
but
that
you
if
don't know
never-
what I'll
You ain't
do.
never presented
Right.
it.
You
No,
ain't
I agree.
asked her.
I agree.
You ain't presented that
give
to
her
me.
the opportunity to say yes or no.
Right.
Right.
But come on
In
now.
every like
We know our
men,
wives.
like
Every
when-
last one of y'all husbands.
No,
if I
you
say,
can't say
it might
you
not
don't
be
know that.
sexual, but if I ask him certain things,
You don't know if I've been
no,
sitting
my
up
wife,
watching
yeah,
porn.
she like
You
that.
don't know. Just so happened, one of my girlfriends told me about something on porn, and I've been sitting up watching it.
And
And
wanna
I
try
go,
it.
wow, that look, baby Mike can do that good. And I'm gonna go.
And then that's your part to
And then
communicate to him
that's
about
my
that.
part. I'm gonna communicate
Yeah.
that to you. It's gonna blow your mind, but you're not giving me the opportunity to blow your mind
I
because your
agree.
attention is elsewhere.
Right.
Because
Yeah, I
you so hung up on I'm not gonna do it, so you're trying to find it somewhere else.
Right.
You can never ever get 100% what you need out of your marriage if your attention is somewhere else.
Right.
Or if
You
you
have
did
to
not,
focus
or if you did
everything
not
else
communicate
into-
that.
and then you do not communicate. You have to be able to communicate, and you have to be able to focus in your situation in order to be able to.
And it has to be fun. 'Cause
Yes.
let me say
May not
this.
be fun.
Yes.
Because after you've been married for a while, if you're not careful, it'll get caught up in the routine. When the kids go to bed
Can't
at
do
night,
that.
right here, okay, no.
That's
That
so
can get
stupid.
boring, and you will get caught up in that. You have to keep it
And
exciting.
that is not sexy.
Spicy.
You have to spice
Yeah.
it up.
You have to keep
To
it
me,
spicy.
to me, the
kids,
routine,
Lord, jeez.
routine is to me not all routine, but to me, routine is a turnoff to me.
It can be. Yes,
I don't
it is.
wanna do the same
Well, you won't let
thing
him
every
interrupt
do.
your show.
I don't wanna.
He want to spice it up and do you during the Housewives of
That's why
Atlanta.
you
Do
got-
me. I said
You
do
wanna
me
watch
at
Housewives of
I
Atlanta,
said
you wanna
do me
watch
at
them
8,
Like
not
she can't
7.
push pause on the
Yeah,
show.
you can push
Do me
pause.
at
That's
8, not
recorded.
7.
Baby, that is recorded.
You can push pause.
That's
I ain't
recorded.
pausing. I want
You
to
don't
see the
want
real
no
time.
spice.
When I get on Facebook, they're gonna be talking about it, and I gotta be ready.
Don't watch Facebook.
You don't want no
Get on
spice 'cause after
Facebook.
Housewives of
As
Atlanta,
soon as you
I'm tired.
finish, go back to the show.
Because
All right.
I'm not you mad at what Portia said.
I'm feeling attacked. I'm feeling jumped.
We just saying routine. You don't want no spice. You want routine.
I don't want routine.
Okay, then. Well, let him interrupt Housewives
I
11.
said slow down earlier.
My brother said he wanted to put it on you during the show.
He better put it on me after the show. Guess what? We gonna talk about Big Mama again. You didn't bother Big Mama at 12 o'clock. And treat me like Big Mama. Don't
you don't
bother
know
me at
what
12.
Big Mama did, baby. My granny said,
My grandma, because I owe her grandkid. I'm my grandmama pride and glory. I'm her prized possession. My grandmother would lift me up with 2 fingers.
You wasn't giving her no.
Jesus. But if I come at 12 o'clock, she gonna tell me what God loves.
Baby, but what was you giving
Shut
her?
your mouth up.
Baby, you ain't no man.
I'm giving her all the love.
Baby, you ain't no man. My mama told me this. My mom got a lot of brothers, and she asked my uncle. She said, why you
ain't nobody gonna never love my grandmama like I love my grandmama.
She said, no, you mad because you ain't putting nothing on her,
and I'm hating.
But my mama said she asked my uncle this. Why y'all take care of these women better than your sisters? You can't give me what they can give me. Baby, that's a different language. You can't. I love my granddad, but my granddad was in that grave. When my granddad was in that grave, I couldn't love her the way that my granddaddy loved her, but I love my granddad to death.
Okay.
But we're going to wrap up and have you guys to talk about your book.
Go ahead, babe.
Oh no, y'all look like y'all was finna kiss or something.
Candace, you look like you just
look like y'all on our show. Let's go, y'all. Come on.
He just look these lips be distracting me sometimes.
I ain't mad at it.
Right. I was gonna say let's go and go because they got some more.
Baby, that's gonna be $19.99 this goose on this show.
We do have a book. Somebody should have told me, marriage, do you really know what it's about?
Yeah.
The book came about 10 years into our marriage. We was considering a divorce.
Okay.
So we decided not to do it. Let's go to counseling. Let's make it work. So we made it work, and we were like, man, we have to share this. And the book we got the book from 10 Causes of Divorce. And we looked like, damn, we experienced all this. Communication, trust, expectations, and what we wish somebody would have told us about each one of these things before we got married.
Right.
So boom, we spoke on it: sex, expectation, communication, finances, trust, infidelity.
God's plan, because that's something we had.
And what
how we 10 years into it, and just now being interested, and we had our premarital from a pastor. But
it
yeah,
was,
you didn't tell us nothing about God's plan.
Do you know that's
it wasn't gangster.
The 10
Yes.
years, and nobody ever talks about that. It's like the 10 year. Everybody who gets to 10 years, it's like the 10-year term off.
Right.
And when you talk to an older person that's been married numerous times for a lot of years, they once you tell them that has happened to you when you get in a secret society, they tell you, well, at 10 years, that typically can happen.
But the God's plan piece, I was just like, if we would have known that from jump, I just believe it would have shifted a lot of things about how we showed up. So when we coach couples, like, that's a part of it. You got to know what your role is, what God says your role is as a wife or as a husband. And we got to be willing to show up like this. So yeah, we wanted to do the book to help couples.
I didn't want to do the book. Let me be honest.
But the book is done, so tell them where they can purchase it and tell them where they can follow you guys.
And now hold on, let me tell them why.
They don't care about that.
I'm saying it anyway.
I care. I'm a advocate and I care.
I didn't want to do the book because I knew a lot of our problems was because of me. So therefore, I got to air out my dirty laundry and say all the mistakes I made at 25, 20. I didn't want to tell nobody this. I didn't want to say, if you hit me one more time.
Come on, y'all. Come on, it's time.
So therefore, she violent. She always hit on the brother. Golly, go on talk.
Let me feel you. So y'all can get the book at www.lulu.com. www.lulu.com is where you can get the book. If you need support in your marriage, you can go to www.wewillwin.as.me and sign up for a free discovery session so we can see if we are the coaches for you. So we like to see if we can vibe with, because it's important to get a coach or a counselor that you can vibe with. That you can vibe with, and because if your energy, we had a whole story about
it. You taught us that on the first show, that being able to vibe with your counselor is extremely important.
Okay, one more thing, Candace, before I let you go. Y'all got a conference coming up at the paddle room. I want you to Talk about that.
Well, the paddle room is actually something that my church does at Koinonia, and it's the last Tuesday or the fourth Tuesday of the month where women can come out, and it's just that feminine energy, so you can grow, so you can learn whatever it is that you need to know. It's about being great.
Okay.
That's what it is. But we do. I don't know if y'all listen to this and y'all on the East Coast. I do have a marriage conference in Baltimore called Married Chicks.
Yeah,
or
that.
if you're in Texas and you want to fly out and join us there, girls trip, or you and your husband and he chill out in the room while you come to the conference.
The fellas will be there.
On March 26th, you can go to eventbrite.com and just put in Married Chicks, and the information is there.
You definitely want to tell the people how to find you, because they were looking for y'all after part one.
And some people did. I did have a contact.
They did. I definitely contacted myself.
Yeah.
Right.
So tell the people how to find you guys.
The podcast.
The podcast, we're live every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., either YouTube or Facebook. It's called The Couples Lounge. We have our YouTube page, the Facebook group page.
We started TikTok too, y'all.
TikTok, The Couples Lounge, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. live every Saturday. This Saturday, we will be live in Duncanville at Smokey D's restaurant.
Okay.
So we have a live show this Saturday. We do it once a month.
Okay.
It's a live show where we interact with our guests.
Okay.
We're expecting a real good turnout this time. We got more people coming out. We got T-shirts, great food. He got a bar there, man. Some of the best barbecue you've ever had. Smokey D's in Duncanville, Texas. It's off of 20. Come check us out live March 5th.
Yeah, we're going to be
That's
talking
what's
about
up. That's what's
submission and authority. Like, men, you don't have a right to abdicate the throne. You the leader, you got to be the leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we check them out, and we follow them on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And then we'll get back with you guys.
And y'all
Thank you,
also,
Candace. Thank you, Ramon.
Y'all catch us, the Khemistry
Yes.
podcast. The Khemistry, the podcast on all social media platforms.
Thank you so much for coming out, Candace and Ramon. The Couples Lounge, y'all.